Hello world and welcome back. So today we're going to be learning about data types and variables in Python. There are 4 data types in Python. The first one is integer. Integer is written as int in Python and consists of all the whole numbers that are present. So for example 340, 1, 5 and etc. So the second data type would be string. Anything that is embedded inside single and double quotes are always strings, fall under the data type string. So for example, if I write hi or if I write a number in double quotes, it will always be strings. Anything, and it does not matter what, anything that falls under double quotes is always string in Python. So now the third one would be Boolean, or it is written as bool in Python, only consists of 2 forms, true and false. These can't be used as variable names in Python. I'll let you know what variable names is after we cover all the different types of data types. And the last and final data type would be float. Float consists of all the numbers, every number which has decimal in them, and it does not consist of whole numbers. So for example 6.89, 9.09, all of these etc. would be float. So now let's do a practice and see if you have understood what all these data types are. So the first one would be integer because all the numbers are whole numbers, and the second one would obviously be strings because it is embedded inside single and double quotes. The third one would be Boolean, right, because it's true and it only consists of 2 forms, true and false. And the last one would be of course float because it has decimal numbers in them. So this was a quick explanation of what data types are. Alright, now let's talk about variables. It is very easy to define variables in Python, and I'm sure that you have heard the term variable in either maths or physics. So variable is basically like a storage which stores a value given by the developer. In this case the developers are us. So we always have to give the variable a value and then we can access the variable later on. So it is very easy to define a variable, as I said. So let's use the variable name as x because x and y are the most used variable names. So let's give it a value of our name. So you can type your name, and I'm just gonna type M4 dummies in all capitals just like that. And now let's save the program. Okay, so now we have defined a variable, but we have not accessed it. We are not asking for its data. So for us to see what if the program has stored the data correctly, we need to ask for it. So to ask for it, we can just say print, and in brackets we're just gonna type the variable name, which is x1. Okay, so now once you have done that, let's save and run the program. Always press F5 to run it. So it gave me an error that x is not defined. Because we have put the x in capital. As you know, Python is case sensitive, so this mistakes might happen with you, so please be aware of that. Now let's try to run it again, and yeah, it gives us the value. So this value which we have inputted for the variable x is a string, right? You might remember it from when I explained it to you what the different data types. Now let's try and implement different variables using the different data types. We have already used string data type once. Now let's try integer. Okay, so now we're gonna use 2 variables, x and y. Okay, so we're gonna use x and y. Now let's give the x a value of 5 and y a value of 10. Okay, now we're gonna do an addition of x and y. So we're gonna do x plus y. So if we save this and run this, we'll not probably get the result of the addition x plus y because we are not asking for the results again. So to do that, we again have to put print and in brackets say x plus y. This way the program will give us the values of value of 15 because 5 plus 10 is 15 obviously. So this is a way of using integers with variables. Now let's try float. Okay, so let's give x a value of 0.5 and y a value of, let's say, 1.5, and again let's add both of them. adding, subtracting, multiplying and dividing is not that difficult in Python. You just have to use the appropriate signs. We'll learn that in the coming tutorials or videos. So now let's do x plus y here again and put it in print because we need to access and we need to view the data. Save it and run it. So here we're gonna get the value of 2.0. So just pay attention on the answer that we get. It is 2.0, right? Because we are adding it using floats, so the result will always be given in float as well. So implementing Boolean or Boolean variables is a little bit more complicated than other data types. So we'll be learning how to implement it in variables in the coming classes. So that was it for today, and I'll be covering more of Python basics in the coming videos. Thank you for watching and have a great day.